In a world where everyone's flexing their muscles, one country just pulled out the nuke card and the drone army, all while wearing a metaphorical turban of tactical genius. This is Talk Maniac, and today, we're diving deep into the land of Persian carpets, pistachios, and ballistic missile launches that make the Pentagon nervous. Yep, we're talking about Iran. Strap in, Buttercup, because this geopolitical roller coaster's got more twists than a conspiracy subreddit run by a retired general. Let's start with how Iran fights wars, not with tanks and Call of Duty-style firefights, but with the kind of tactics your chaotic uncle would use in Monopoly: sneaky, calculated, and absolutely ready to flip the board. Iran doesn't try to go head-to-head with the US military. That would be like showing up to a UFC fight with a water gun. Instead, they've mastered asymmetric warfare. Proxy groups? Check. Cyber attacks? Oh yes. Surprise drone raids from the middle of nowhere? Absolutely. This is what the IRGC, Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, lives for, making empires paranoid 24/7. Now let's talk about Iran's favorite toys, missiles, not just any missiles. We're talking about Khorramshahr-class ballistic beasts with a range of up to 4,000 kilometers. That's enough to hit Diego Garcia, the US military base chilling out in the Indian Ocean like it's on vacation. And then there's the Shahed kamikaze drone, aka Death from Above, but make it DIY. Iran's basically running an Amazon Prime for destruction. Want a drone strike? One-day delivery available in most US bases near you. These weapons are cheap, efficient, and terrifying, like if IKEA sold war machines. The Strait of Hormuz is a skinny little waterway where 20% of the world's oil has to do the awkward shimmy past Iran's coast. And what's sitting there? Iran's navy of swarm boats, mines, missile-lobbing fishing boats, and submarines that look like they were built in Minecraft survival mode. This is called a 2/AD, anti-access/area denial, which is just a fancy way of saying, hey superpowers, come closer, and we'll turn your aircraft carrier into floating scrap metal. Iran doesn't need the biggest navy, it just needs the guts and gadgets to make any oil shipment sweat bullets. Does Iran have nukes? Will they build them, or are they just flexing uranium for clout? Welcome to the JCPOA, aka just constant political anxiety agreement. In 2015, Iran and major powers signed a deal. Don't enrich uranium too much, we'll lift sanctions, everyone chill. Then Trump said nope, exited the deal, and Iran said, cool story. We're going back to our nuclear side hustle. Now Iran's enriching uranium up to 60% purity, which is like hovering your finger right over the nuke button without pressing it. Spoiler alert, you don't do that for peaceful energy. That's like lighting a Molotov and calling it mood lighting. Iran's been busy assembling its own version of the Avengers, but instead of capes, they've got rockets and a grudge against the West. Hezbollah in Lebanon, check. Houthis in Yemen, check. Iraqi militias? Oh yeah. Syria's Assad, full VIP support. Iran calls it strategic depth. We call it the Middle East version of Risk, where Iran is winning by playing 4D chess while everyone else is still arguing over the dice roll. They're building what's known as the Shia Crescent, a big arc of influence that stretches from Tehran to the Mediterranean. The US and Iran's relationship is like a toxic ex situation. They never talk directly, but they keep sending missile messages through mutual friends. The US sends B-2 bombers to Diego Garcia. Iran responds by sending Shahed drones for a casual flyby. Everyone panics. CNN screams. Twitter explodes. Every time these two lock eyes, global oil prices spike and everyone stocks up on toilet paper like it's 2020 again. Iran's also pushing a campaign for Muslim unity, calling for an alliance of Muslim nations against imperialist powers. But let's be real. It's less let's all hold hands and more let's all line up behind Tehran. They support Yemen's Houthis, Syria's Assad, Shia militias in Iraq, and anyone else who hates America before breakfast. Iran's dream? A united Muslim front with Persian vibes and drone warfare. What happens next? Well, we've got three options. Diplomatic breakthrough, peace talks, New Deal, everyone calms down. Proxy war turns full-on brawl. Everyone throws hands. Iran builds a bomb and drops the mic. Iran isn't trying to start World War III. They just want you to think they might because fear is power, and Iran's playing it like a champ. So the next time you hear about Iran on the news, remember, They're not just building weapons. They're building narratives, alliances, and enough strategic anxiety to keep generals up at night. This has been Talk Maniac, where we turn complex geopolitics into explosive popcorn content. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay alert, because somewhere in a bunker, a missile is charging up like it's in Dragon Ball Z.